Hi, my name is Matthew Belisario. Welcome to the Belisario Sonic YouTube channel from the heart of the Deep South on the outskirts of Birmingham, Alabama, where we're talking about music, records, doing record reviews, interviews, and more, trying to help keep jazz and great music alive, one review at a time and one share at a time by you guys out there. I have a really cool album to review for you guys today. But just as a reminder, if you missed my wonderful conversation this past Sunday on this awesome album called Homages by Anthony Landman. This is an incredible classical, modern classical album. Only 150 of these are pressed. And I had Anthony on the channel along with the pianist who played this music, Holly Rodfelt, and audio engineer and owner of Swan Studios and Meyer Music, Andreas Meyer. So if you missed that conversation, I had all of them on there together, and it was a wonderful conversation we had about classical music and about this wonderful album. So if you missed that, go check that out and give the thumbs up and share that with your friends. Today, I've got a really cool album by one of my favorite pianists and musicians, Brad Mehldau. And this album is called Ride Into the Sun, and it is features songs by the singer-songwriter Elliott Smith. This is a beautiful album. Of course, Brad needs no introduction from me, so I'm going to be fairly brief on that. But he's got over 50 albums as a leader. He's played on somewhere around 75 albums as a sideman. He's done everything from classical music, jazz, pop, Beatles tunes. This album here is a really cool album. I would describe it as a very beautiful album. It's kind of laid back. There's a lot of cool textures on this, cool instruments. It kind of has a blend of, I would say, folk, classical even, a little bit of jazz mixed in, a little bit of pop. This is a beautiful album. This album here features several different musicians on here. So you've got singer-guitarist Daniel Rossen. You've got mandolinist singer Chris Thile, amazing musician. Two bassists on here, Felix, Moseholm, and John Davis, who also engineered and mixed this album. And you've got drummer Matt Chamberlain. And there's also a chamber orchestra on here on some of the tunes with some beautiful strings. It's just an absolutely beautiful album. I'm gonna play some of my favorite tracks off of this for you guys. Of course, if you don't know who Elliott Smith is, also known his real name Stephen Paul Smith, who was originally from Nebraska, died in 2003 at the too young of age of 34. Some mysterious things surrounding his death. I won't get into that. But he released 5 studio albums, and then there was a posthumous release that he was working on when he died. And this album has 16 tracks on it. It is 2 LPs, black vinyl. I just took them out. I've had this for a couple of weeks, this album. I've been listening to it on streaming, so I'm going to play some of my favorite tracks off of this record. This is I would describe this as very beautiful, very musical, something a bit different. This is not a straight ahead jazz album or cover of jazz albums. This is his take on Elliott Smith's tunes, and he does a beautiful job. I am not a huge I don't know a whole lot about Elliott Smith. I've heard a couple of tunes by him, but I was never really got into his music. So I'm taking this album not really knowing a whole lot about the original tunes, okay? So this album, there's 10 Elliott Smith songs on here, complemented by 4 Mehldau compositions that he says were inspired and reflect Elliott Smith's vibe. So pretty cool album. And again, I've got these cleaned off. I'm going to drop the needle on this on the RT85 with the Ortofon Blue, going through my Vincent Faux 701 phono stage into my Yamaha HS8 speakers. I'm going to play the second tune on side A and the third tune on side A. Everything Means Nothing to Me and Tomorrow. We'll start off with those 2 tunes. I'm probably going to play something from all 4 sides, so buckle in. Musicians on here, again, Brad Mehldau on piano, Chris Thile, mandolin, vocals, Daniel Rossen on vocals and guitars, John Davis, electric and acoustic bass, Felix Moseholm on acoustic bass, Matt Chamberlain on drums and percussion, and an orchestra conducted by Dan Coleman. All right. Also comes with an insert here, some write-up here on the inside. They did a nice job with that. It's not a gatefold, so 2 LPs in the sleeve. They do come with anti-static sleeves, so that's what those look like. All right, so let's throw this on. We're going to drop it on side A, second tune, and let's have a listen, as we always do. I love playing these records for you guys. So this one's called Everything Means Nothing to Me. There's your inner sleeve insert. Again, very beautiful album. Wow, those drums sound really nice. So the recording sounds very nice, very warm. There's been a little bit of surface noise on the record. I can hear in the quiet passages. I've cleaned it off with distilled water in a like I always do. So for those of you out there that have the ultrasonic cleaner, you're probably going to get a little bit better results than I get sometimes, but I end up cleaning them a couple of times, and that usually gets rid of some of that noise. This is on the None Such label, and I think it's his 22nd release on the None Such label. Nice bass resonance. The drums sound really nice and resonant. Strings sound really nice and warm. record. Everything looks flat. So we're going to play the next tune called Tomorrow, Tomorrow. Beautiful album. So we'll listen to this tune, then I'm going to flip it over and I'm going to play one called Between the Bars off of side B. But check out the acoustic guitar, mandolin. Nice. Really nice, warm sounding mandolin over here. The acoustics over on this side.
Everybody knows which way you go, straight to over. No one wants to see you inside of me, straight to over. Heard the hammer at the lock, saying deaf and dumb and dumb.
Nice, vocal sound nice.
Give yourself another talk. This time make it sound like someone. The noise is coming out, and if it's not out now, then tomorrow, they took your life apart and called your failures art. They were wrong, they won't know till tomorrow.
It's Chris Thile on the backing vocals and the mandolin. It sounds beautiful. Nice.
I've got static in my head, the reflected sound of everything. Tried to go to where it led, but it didn't lead to anything. The noise is coming out, and if it's not out now, I know it's just about to drown tomorrow out.
Yeah, vocals sound wonderful. They have this mixed, really nice, warm sound. The guitar sounds nice. The mandolin, beautiful. And I will say, I've listened to this album a few times on streaming. I think this album is best listened to from beginning to end. It really flows nice, you know, when you're listening to the whole thing all the way through. But I'm just picking out individual tracks here. Let's see, we're gonna do, I think we'll do Between the Bars. We'll listen to that, and then we'll go on to side C. So again, I do recommend listening to this album all the way through, because it kind of takes you on a journey. There's a lot of different dynamics, and really beautiful album. So this one's called Between the Bars. You got Brad on piano, Felix Moseholm on the bass, Matt Chamberlain on the drums. Beautiful piano playing here by Brad. This record has a really nice bass presence on it. I think they really did a nice job. You really hear a nice resonant bass sound. That bass sounds freaking awesome. Again, this is the first time I'm playing this record. There's a little bit of surface noise on. I'm gonna have to go back and clean this off. You know, it's one of those deals. If you get a bad pressing, send it back. That's all I can say about that. As far as how it's recorded, it sounds fantastic. It's that playing. Drums sound nice, you know, they come across both speakers, but you hear the cymbals a little here, depending on what he's playing. Yeah, nice warm sound, you got nice depth. Very beautiful. To me, it's one of those albums you can kick back, relax, lazy Sunday afternoon, just beautiful playing, very musical. I'm gonna put on a tune here on side C called Southern Belle, and then we'll probably play a tune called Color Bars to close out the videos. So I appreciate you guys again hanging out, checking out this new album. One of the cool things I like about Brad is he just can do all, you know, he's such a versatile player. He can go from classical to jazz to doing a Beatles tunes that don't sound cheesy. To me, he's just a brilliant musician. All right, so let's put on track 3 on side C, which is called the Southern Belle. This one you have Daniel Rossen on the vocals and guitar. Really cool. Love the way Brad's playing the piano and how he's playing along with that acoustic guitar and the way it really cool. Very cool. I really like that track. I'm going to put on and close out with a tune called Color Bars, which features Chris Thile on the vocals and the mandolin, and it's a really cool tune. So we'll close out with that one. Really cool musical record, again, fairly laid back, but just wonderfully rich in musicality, that's for sure. All right, this one's called Color Bars. And you can see videos of these, some of these tracks if you go on YouTube that are pretty cool. It shows them in the studio recording these. Get a little disappointed on the noise on these records, so I need to go back and clean them off better. If I don't get results from that, cleaning them off again, I'm probably gonna get a replacement, because there's a lot of low passages on this, you know, that you need to have a quiet piece of vinyl. Listen to that. I like the way they recorded this. I like the way it was mixed, and they really did a great job again with that low acoustic sound, and it just really has a nice resonance.
I see color bars when I come. Sergeant Rob broke the key off and about to where I come from. Sir, no sir, we have no power in the air. The battle's on the ground. Let go again. High on the sound.
Yeah, mandolin sounds wonderful. The acoustic guitar over on this side. Nice. stage, rich, full, nice depth, warmth, and again, that bass is, they did a really nice job. The acoustic instruments, the guitar, the mandolin sounds fantastic. Vocals sound nice. They did a good job with this. So I'm going to give this a wipe off, try to clean these again, see if I can get a little bit quieter sound out of there. That's my only complaint, is this the pressing has not been that great. There's been more surface noise than what I would like, so I'll give them a clean off again. And if not, I'll get another replacement. So as far as the music goes, rich in musicality. It's a beautiful record, a lot of cool textures, and again, it takes you on a journey. 2 LPs, 75 minutes worth of music, or 72 minutes and 50 seconds to be exact. 16 tracks across 2 LPs, come in your anti-static sleeves. You get an insert with the write-up here on the inside, very nice. Not a gatefold, so it is just a regular sleeve with the 2 records that slide in. There you have it. Brad Mehldau, Ride Into the Sun. Go out and get it. I think it's a fantastic record with something a little bit different. We'll see you on the next video. I got a lot of stuff coming your way. I know I've been a little behind here, so hopefully I'll be getting around to more of these reviews for you guys. Take care. Happy listening.